About to set sail on your first cruise? These 5 tips completely changed our cruising experience. Arriving at the port for embarkation, they can be pretty exciting, but what no one realizes is the amount of effort that goes into the planning and preparation leading up to that day. Cruise booked, flights booked, transportation from the airport to the port taken care of. But what about our packing? Did we have everything? Did we put everything in the right places? When you arrive at the port, you're going to head to check-in, and it's likely going to be a couple of hours before you see those bags again. Tip number 1, pack a day bag. Here's what I mean. Picture this. You are informed that your stateroom's not going to be ready until 1 p.m., so your first thought is to go get some lunch and perhaps enjoy the pool afterwards. But wait, something's missing. And then it hits you. You pack your swimsuits and your luggage. And then another problem arises. Your phone's battery is now at 20%. But where are your chargers? Oh, they're in your luggage too. When it comes to packing a day bag, you're going to want to have all the essentials on your persons. Things like phone chargers, swimsuits, toiletries, and a change of clothes. If you take care of all of this beforehand, then you can have peace of mind while waiting for your stateroom to be ready and your luggage to be delivered. The time has arrived and it is now 1 p.m. You head over to your stateroom to check it out, but your luggage is still not there. This might be a great time to explore the ship. If you ask crew members, they'll often tell you that your bag should be at your stateroom no later than 5:30 p.m. From kids clubs to specialty dining to spas and onboard activities, there's just so much to do. This would be a great opportunity to familiarize yourself with the ship and get to know where everything is located. And that brings me to my next tip, guest services or guest relations. To make your trip as enjoyable as possible, you're going to want to avoid guest services on day 1, the second to the last day, and the last day of your cruise. A rookie mistake I made was waiting until the last day to take care of any issues I had. On those days that I mentioned, guest services are going to be at the busiest. And that's because people are going to have issues or concerns that they're either going to want to take care of right away or push it off until the last minute. In this case, you're going to want to wait for those days in between, depending on how long your cruise is, because there's usually less traffic then. Unless it is an absolute emergency, you're going to want to use your time wisely and do other things. 9 times out of 10, the issues or concerns that people feel need to be addressed can often wait till the 2nd or the 3rd day, when people are still asleep or at breakfast. Tip number 4, onboard activities or port excursions. Booking ahead of time using the Disney Cruise Line app is often the best practice. Cruises are so exciting, and when it's your first cruise, the excitement level can be even higher. In fact, the feeling can get so overwhelming that you might feel the need to book every excursion or activity available. We did this on our first cruise and there was almost no time to just lounge around and do nothing. In Nassau, we booked a chocolate making tour, and that was it. It lasted a couple of hours, but that's okay. But in Castaway Cay, we booked paddle boats, paddle boards, and kayaks, which is spread out through different times of the day. And at times, when we just felt like relaxing, it was time for our next activity. Sometimes, doing less is just as good. Don't try to squeeze it all in your first cruise. I'm sure this is not going to be your first cruise. It wasn't for us. In fact, we have 2 more cruises lined up, one for the end of 2025 and one again in 2026. Instead, prioritize your activities and your excursions into different categories. For example, things you want to try now and things you think can wait till a later time. When booking excursions, it is important to note you're going to want to do it through the cruise line itself. And here's why. You ever see those fail videos of people missing their back on board times and the ships leaving without them? That could be a result of them having too much fun or booking excursions that weren't through the cruise line. Cruise ships operate off of the times they have set on board and not the local time zones. This is something that you really need to keep in mind. However, when you book an excursion through the cruise line itself, it is their responsibility to get you back to the ship on time. In these instances, and these instances only, will the ship wait for you. Use these 3 tips to ensure you do not miss your ship's back on board time and are not left stranded. Number 1. Ensure your times are synchronized with the ship's times. Number 2. Set an alarm to give you enough time to make your way back to the ship. No matter what, you want to account for the time it takes to get from the ship to your excursion location, factoring things like travel time and how long it takes you to walk back. For example, there are different parts to Disney's private island Castaway Cay. You might feel the need to explore these different areas, but keep in mind how long it takes to get to each of these points. And finally, tip number 3, drink responsibly. It's easy enough to get caught in the moment and enjoy yourself, which you should, but too much fun can be just that, too much. You've had a couple of drinks, you're having so much fun, but you lose track of time. Before we move on to the final tip on how to make your first cruise a memorable one, I wanted to take the time to thank you for making it this far into the video. You sticking around means a lot more than you can imagine, and I hope that the information we have provided you so far gives you valuable insight. Additionally, if you are an experienced cruiser, feel free to comment below and share with the viewers any additional tips or insights every first-time cruiser must know. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up so that we can continue to provide you with content just like this. Thank you for your support, and here we go. Tip number 5, dining rotations. It may not seem as important, but the time you are assigned could factor into your plans. There are 2 rotations that are assigned to guests randomly. Main seating, which is at 5:45 p.m., and second seating, which is at 8:15 p.m. Many don't notice, but you can change or request to change your seating through the Disney Cruise Line app or by simply calling customer service. It would be best to do this in advance, as availability becomes limited the closer you get to your cruise date. Now, this may not be as important to some guests, but it could factor into Broadway shows you're trying to catch or other activities you have planned throughout the day. For my family, we preferred the earlier seating, which was the main seating at 5:45 p.m., but you'll just have to decide what works best for you. So there you have it, 5 tips that can completely change your cruising experience. But wait, there's more. Because you stuck around to this point of the video, I wanted to take the time to share with you a bonus tip. Bring forth your best pirate costumes and get ready to celebrate with Pirates Night. Here you'll party with the Fabulous 5, along with other special guest appearances. Many people don't know about this, especially first-timers, and I'd hate for you to miss out on this epic celebration. Okay, now we're done. I hope this helps, and may you have the best time ever on your cruise. Be sure to come back and check out our next lineup of videos as we get ready to set sail on Royal Caribbean's The Wonder of the Seas. Full coverage coming soon, starting December 18th. Starting with Miami. How much can we get done in 24 hours?